Hello and welcome to MP Strong 365 Glider Edition 3. Love the glider popularity. Don't love that I haven't been recording, and I'm sorry. Ooh, and I should go get some socks just to show that this is doable with socks. It's doable with rags. It's doable with actual glider slider discs. Sorry, copyright infringement probably, but you know, hopefully they don't AI read that video and disbar it from this site. But it doesn't take a disc that, you know, costs money, right? It takes a pair of socks. Fun tip, children's socks are often a material that is more slidey than some types of adult socks. I don't know why this is, but we'll go with it. So with these gliders, and I'm gonna mix in bands that are hanging from the door there, intersplicing with this 10-minute glider sequence, and we're treating this as sort of like a yoga sort of situation. So we'll slide one foot forward, like you were going into that yoga position. You can bend your back leg, rise up first, then carry your hands forward, then to the floor. You'll realize what the not to do is once we finish this rep. But you're in a push-up position now. Now I'm going to slide both knees in just a little bit. I got to make sure my feet are firmly planted on the center of the towels, and then slide them back. And that just adds a little bit of an abdominal component, blah, 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 where you're holding each position here, nice and slow, just like a yoga position. Squeeze your glutes, and then slide that same foot back into that lunge position. Drive your weight back onto your heel. Return your hands in the same way you went down. And we'll slide back up to standing. So we're not going to pause that much on every single rep, but the wrong way to do it is no way at all. So you're here, so you're already doing it right. But you can get more out of it if you don't like dump yourself into the floor. So if I slide forward and just drop my hands down, my spine isn't really, my core is not activated, my spine is round, I'm just sort of getting down to the floor. So if you're like already Monica, like whatever you're doing, I can't get there, here's what you do instead. Start yourself with a backslide, which is great exercise to do anyway. And we do these and will do these in the future. But you can start with those, or you can start with assisted front slides. So you keep your hand on a wall and start sliding in and out. Even if you can't bend your back knee a lot, just getting that slide, getting that friction. Why is this so awesome? A, you don't have an impact on the floor with your lunge. When I step forward and I come from air to floor, there's a lot more variables that you can't control. So by sliding and dragging, you get constant tension, constant resistance, and more control with less of that impact. So with that, we will take a breath in. We will do these yoga style. We will slide forward, alternating feet. I'm going to start with 8 from the top. Left leg leads the way. We will slide forward, hair out of the mouth. Slide forward, bend the back knee, raise the arms up overhead, get long and tall. Arms forwards, arms down, squeeze your shoulder blades, push up position. Both knees in, both knees out. Same foot forward. Up. And slide it back. Good. Other leg. I'm going to try not to migrate. Slide forward. Woo! Oh no! And I dumped. So I'm going to not dump. And down. Push up position. Both knees in a little bit and out a little bit. Foot in. Slide up. And I'm trying to keep my knee behind that ankle or in line with the ankle so the knee doesn't come over the toes. I can see it right here. When I reach forward, out, push. Oh, wait, did I do a push-up? No, I didn't. Both knees in, push-ups are later. And then slide that foot in and come back up. You can do a re-sweep up with your arms up to the ceiling to remind you to get tall, bend the back knee, arms come forward, arms come floor. Foot slide back, both knees in, both knees out, foot slide forward, return, control, slide back up to standing, slide out, forward. I didn't do a reset on that one. I did a push-up. I just really want to do push-ups today, apparently. Knees in, knees out. Arm not focused. That's what it is. Definitely not focused. Dog's tail is having a problem. So it's taking my attention. Knees in, knees out. Foot slides forward. Reset. I'm going to do 4 from here. I'm really close to the wall because I only wanted to move 1 mat. So I'm going to take it up, and straight down with those arms. Knees in, knees out, foot in, rise up, slide back, arms down, arms up, sweep forward and down, forwards. Getting that long spine. Don't cheat yourself out of this positioning. Long spine, tall. A tall spine helps keep weight in the core and the glutes. If you watch the World Cup, imagine your hands as being trained into doing a perfect overhead throw. Last time, slide forward. And you're good on that. So, if you don't have cords hanging from your wall or door, you can go onto the floor with dumbbells or any object that weighs anything, even a towel pulling against your arms counts. You can take that over the top of your head. I gotta try to even this out. It doesn't really matter, but I'm tired, so dumpy posture, that's apparently the word du jour, but no, a little bit of a rounded posture. So yes, I'm a little bit out of frame here, but I'm gonna come down sunken down into that squat position. Tuck the tailbone under as you press the weight down, or if you're on the floor, as your arms go over your head, press your spine down. Same movement, different body position. And I'm gonna try to get those tips of the elbows, and I'll speed this up as I go. Again, if you're on your back, you can do some other upper body exercise once you get tired of those reps, but I'm gonna be skiing for a little while here. I'm gonna try to get weight into my hamstrings, my glutes, my lower core. Tips of the elbows on the way back. Get to the ends of those triceps. When you get to the ends of your elbows, you will feel it more in your shoulder blades, peeling your shoulders back, peeling the chest open. Sink down a little bit more. Few more times. And go ahead and relax that. We are back on the gliders. Some Bluetooth is talking to me. Okay, so now I'm gonna slide this back. I recommend everybody wash their floors. Oh, God. Well, everybody, we're not starting it over. It's fine. Everybody should wash their floors using their feet. Sorry! Because it's so good for your leg muscles and your glute muscles, right? So with that, I'm going to do an up, down, just straight up with a push-up this time. So we're gonna drop our hands to the floor. Actually, I'm gonna drop my hands down to dumbbells. So hopefully you have weights. These will be my grippers, okay? Drop down with your dumbbells, slide your feet out. Do a push-up, slide both feet in, go onto your heels, curl at the bottom, press overhead, and repeat. Lower your suitcases. Oh, shoot, I got them on my towel. Well, that's all right. Slide out, push up, slide them in, drive heels, curl, stand and press. Down, Suitcases down. I gotta fold that towel. There's no stopping now. Slide it in. Pick it up your curl. That's the hardest part, is crouching into your curl at the bottom. Press overhead and down. Suitcases down. I gotta fix this towel situation. You keep going, please. Don't let me cause you to stop. So, a benefit of using socks. All right, good. We're in business. It all counts. Push up, zipper it up, curl it from the bottom, press overhead and down. Squat, zipper it out, push up, zipper it in, curl, press up top. And now we start the music. Because everybody loves doing a burpee. I'm gonna try to peel the belly button up into the spine. Suck that air in like a straw. I didn't curl at the bottom enough there. These are our last 3. Last one coming up. And we're good on that. Set your weights down. Now, if you want to do rows with dumbbells, you can do that. I'm going to do rows with this resistance band. And I'm going to do them taking a knee. So, there's that. Why am I taking a knee? I can get a little bit of that back glute squeeze. It's nice to be in a split posture because after all, we walk a lot, hopefully. And when you walk, you're always in a split posture. But rarely do we take one step without assuming the next one will follow. But what if it didn't, right? What if you trip? What if there's a patch of grass that's actually a hole? What if there's a rock that you roll your ankle on, right? The next step isn't guaranteed. So stability in a split posture helps mitigate the risk of collapse, otherwise known as slip, trip, fall. 3 more times. We're coming back for another set of rows and another set of press downs after one more glider activity. Peeling those shoulder blades together. This should not be any more than 50% effort. Adding a little bit of that crunch factor. Feeling how far I can get my elbows back. Grip that weight nice and strong. And relax that. So I had one leg forward, it was my left leg, shocker, my dominant leg. So now we lay on our back on the floor. Oh, this is a mess. I gotta figure out a better setup for this, eh? But until then, we just go with it. So, we have our feet on our pads of your choosing that slide on the floor, and we're gonna do slide outs. So, and then we're gonna have your butt lift up in the air to do slide outs, okay? So balls of the feet are on your slidey things, or your socks and feet are on the floor. Slide both feet out, but try to keep, that's the hard part, keep the balls of your feet on the floor. So only the balls of your feet are on the floor. You only get out about halfway, maybe, okay, with your toes pressing into the floor. This is excellent for an ankle stretcher, and it also helps create the ankle to glute connection. So imagine every time you jump, right? You jump up through your foot, through your ankle, the back of your ankle, and that goes straight up into your booty. So as you drag your toes in and out, every single time you go, you might get 1 millimeter farther out. And then as I drag myself in, I'm going to try to crunch to counter that dragging into the feet, closing the elbows. Few more times. Focus on pulling in through the bottom of your bottom. Peel your shoulder blades together, clasping your elbows. Good. And we'll go and relax that and just clasp onto your elbows. Hover your legs away from the floor, bracing your lower back first. Hover your legs up. Give your ankles a shake. Give them a turn. Clasping your elbows together. Rolling your ankles this way and that with your legs up and bent at the knee. And then we're just going to crunch your upper body in to meet your legs. Don't move your legs. Just crunch up the upper body to meet those legs. You're almost like with thumbs attached to your forehead. You're bound at the forearms. Forearms are together. If you clasp your thumbs to your forehead, you create a neck bind as well. So this allows you to kind of expose your throat. Maybe taking inhales through your nose and exhales through an S. Elbows pressed together. And now stay up and pulse for 8, 7, up higher 6, press that spine, 5, press that spine, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, little gratuitous stretch. And we'll come back onto the gliders. Oh, wow, they landed right on them. Look at that. So now we're gonna put our hips up in the air with our hands down, palms down. Press your hips up using your arms as support. And now I'm going to slide alternating with my heel down and my toes up, alternating leg out and in. And I'm holding a bridge. The goal here, your hamstring, like a cello string, right? There's 4 of them. We're imagining those strings as dragging in from your knee, the back of your knee, all the way up through the base of your booty. That's how far they go. Back of the knee, all the way up to the glute. Back of the knee, all the way up to the glute. That's synchronous with your out to the knee, up with the glute. And you get out of it what you put into it. So if I really dig my heel down into the floor, then I do feel it a lot more in my glutes. You can put your hands on your waist, removing them from the floor to guide your hips up, maybe a centimeter higher, to engage your abs more as you lift your hips up. Drag that heel deep down into the floor. 4 more times total. And go and relax that. Let your knees come out wide, pressing your heels together to touch. Pull your spine closer to the floor and feel that inner thigh stretch. Groovy. We will make our way up to standing and do 1 more set on the cables. Quick press down. Finish with a row. Happy days. Oh, I didn't even say what number this was. MP Strong 365 day. It's been too long, and I'm gonna press down and press forward, press on. What happened was, life got in the way. I went on a trip, I came back, and now I'm just gonna focus on the tips of my elbows and not being irritated that this cable is slightly off center. Maybe I'll just hold this one up higher. Okay, that works. Good. And we're just keeping them fast but controlled so the band doesn't wobble. Tip of the elbow, tip of the elbow. Squat down a little bit deeper. Add a little pelvic rock. Peel the sternum open. I'm about to break this band. Working so hard. 6, 5. And the amount that I started with, like bending my elbow and then like, you know, hinging from the elbow, it varied throughout the set. It's a long set. And I want to explore kind of a variety of muscles. All right, so now I'm going into my row, and this is where we finish. So like tricep extensions, you hinge from the elbow, right? And straight arm is straight arm. So I kind of mix it up throughout the set. And ultimately, just imagine the posture that you would like to see. You'd like to see a shapely waist. So we get that by S exhales through the waistline. Imagine you'd like your lower stomach to be flat. We get that by squeezing the glute and dragging that hip flexor slightly forward, because then you can access the sort of flattening of the stomach, right? If the hip flexors are sunken in, something has to poke out, and that's usually your belly. And last thing I'll say about it is, if you do ab crunches, but then you don't stretch your stomach and stretch your body side to side, then you won't get as much out of it because you'll still look like kind of lumpy. So it's equally important to stretch out that stomach and spine so you get long and also strong abs. 4 more times, we're gonna focus on those elbows, finishing the job. And we are good. I'm hungry. Yummy for me, dinner time. Okay, have a good one, and I will try again. Goodbye.